For our first major update to version 2, we had a really bright idea. Then we had multiple ideas. Then it was time for the construction of our ideas. And with version 2.004, we get to share all of these ideas with you. This video will discuss the new HDR lighting, multiple 2D slope features, and the new updated features in the construction stages. The first new feature is updated 3D lighting. Using techniques called tone mapping and high dynamic range lighting, or HDR for short, your 3D world is now more realistic than ever. Different light sources will emit different strengths of light, and the lighting will adjust to give you the best possible view as you move through your project and change the time of day, just like your eyes do in real life. We're not saying you should make your clients wear sunglasses during presentations, but we're also not saying they shouldn't. A major leap forward in the terrain system is now available with multiple 2D slopes. In the terrain stage, formerly Property Slope in Pool Studio, select the Multiple Slopes option to start drawing in the grading of your project. Using the drawing tools, you can create topography lines, assign them a height, and in 3D, instantly see the slopes form. You can still use the 3D terrain tools to finesse the slope even more. Load a background image and trace the topography map, or load a CAD file and import the topography lines. Simply draw like you do in all other stages, assign a height, and you have your slope. Please note that only one 2D slope option can be active at any time. You can choose single slope or multiple slopes, but only one will affect your project at any time. Construction also sees several new features and enhancements. The first thing you'll notice when accessing construction markup is the option to turn on 3D materials for construction. By choosing this option, your project will automatically fill with the materials you've assigned to your shapes. Standard fill patterns have been moved from the panel menu to the library in construction. Select your shape, access the fill pattern category in the library, and apply the fill just as you would apply a material in the materials stage. In addition to standard fill patterns, VIP Suite and Viz Terra members also have new artistic fill patterns. These artistic fill patterns come in colored pencil, marker, modern, and watercolor, and they can be applied to shapes and landscaping. Once a fill pattern is applied, it can be altered with the updated fill styles and line styles setting in the panel menu. With a basic fill applied, you can quickly adjust the color with the color wheel. With an artistic fill applied, switch between the various artistic styles, like taking colored penciled flagstone, and making it the modern style instead. You can also set the selected shapes back to the 3D materials from the drop-down menu. The Fill Opacity slider can be used to change the opacity of the currently selected shape. This is a perfect way to show small plants under a large tree or the details of an object below a covered area. Please remember, the artistic fills are only available in Viz Terra and the VIP Suite. The construction markup stage now features a new quick selection feature and new default settings. Select everything on a layer by pressing the circle on the right of that layer. This is a quick and easy way to make changes to the entire layer, such as applying a different fill pattern, updating the line style, or changing landscaping to and from 3D objects. Clicking on the gear at the top of the Markup Layers list opens the Markup category settings. Here, you can set the default fill patterns and line styles used in construction. Select a layer, such as House, and pick your default fill pattern and line style options. Do the same to your markup layers, and easily set them as default categories to be loaded in future projects. You can also choose to turn 3D materials off or on by default with the button at the bottom. Please note that the changes made on this screen will not affect your current shapes. Only new projects and new shapes drawn after you set your defaults will have these settings. Existing shapes will remain as they are. The last change in the construction markup stage is improved performance when zooming and panning. You may notice the screen takes an extra moment to refresh when zooming. Don't worry, this is just the display technique that will help boost this stage's performance. The page layout stage has new hide-unhide settings for the 2D view. If some shapes were hidden in the previous stages, page layout can now reflect this setting. With the 2D view selected, click on the Open Settings button to adjust the hide-unhide setting. Choose to keep the current setting, hide the whole layer, or show all items from that layer. New plant symbol and legend features have been added for Vizterra and the VIP suite. When a plant is selected in the library, you can click the Edit button and select a default fill pattern and custom symbol for each plant. You can also now update the plant legend by both editing the fields and deleting selected lines. New and updated rockwork can now be found in the library on the Items tab. A wide selection of 102 new boulders are now available, and the old rock waterfalls and slides have been updated with this new realistic boulder material. Have you always thought that the custom shape stage should be right after the house stage? Or do you want to create your terrain before designing the house? Now you can select your design stage order. Simply access the configuration menu and the interface tab to set your preferences. All design stages can be moved. Materials, landscaping, and construction will remain in their current order. Creating custom materials is now easier than ever with the updated materials sliders. You can now type in a value for the rotation and scale. Press Enter on the keyboard to set the value on the selected surface. Thank you for watching. Please share any feedback with us online at structurestudios.com, emailing support@structurestudios.com, or call us directly at 800-778-8996.